Hello and welcome. I'm Anupama Chopra and you're watching At the Movies. We've got an action-packed show for you. First, Ranbir Kapoor and Anurag Basu tell me about their new film, Jagga Jasoos. Then, I'm chatting with two incredibly talented actors, Oscar winner Tilda Swinton and Oscar nominee Jake Gyllenhaal, about their Netflix project, Okja. And I'll give you my review of one of the year's biggest releases, Tube Lights, so don't go anywhere. Jagga Jasoos has had a turbulent journey. The film, which has Ranbir Kapoor playing a detective, has been in production since 2014. There were reports of reshoots, delays and out-of-control budgets. And then, of course, the lead pair, Ranbir and Katrina, Kaif, who were in a relationship, broke up. I spoke to Ranbir and Anurag about the film and what it takes to see a project like this through the many hurdles they faced. Ranbir, Anurag, I read that this film actually went into production in 2014. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when something takes so long, how do you sustain passion?
It's tough. It's tough. In between, there were times like, frustrating times. It's not getting finished. There were times like that. But, we all were so much in love with this film and we didn't want to compromise at any point of time. And I think this film would have, if we've seen hindsight, this film would have taken this much time only because it's a musical. If I would have made music, soundtrack ready of all the 2.5 hours, I think it would have taken the same time. I think so.
But how do you stay in love for that long?
To be honest, you don't. You can't. At least I don't have that in me. And I've had this experience working with him before on Barfi. He does a lot of work for you. He creates your performance through his camera, through his music, through like some treatment he's doing. Every scene there is treatment. It's not just two people sitting and talking. It's not that kind of a film. So there were many even more frustrating times for me, for Katrina. There were times like 2 years back I messaged Dada saying that, let's share the film. I don't think it's...
You did reach that
point. We did, of course. Yeah. We've abused each other. We said, I will destroy this film, I will leave this film. But I think at the heart of everything, he just believed in the story. And we just had, it was very simple. It was basically just to rewind to the time when Dada came to me and narrated the story to me. And that story was really nice. And that story was beautiful. And if you just think of that, that's the purpose. The rest is just how the film is being made, right? So today when I see the film, and when I saw the film, it just took me back to that time. Okay, he's made that film, what he narrated 3.5 years back. So if it took 3.5 years or 6 months, it wouldn't matter. At the end, the film has to be what the film we set out to be. Right?
So is what you saw very close to the original vision that you set out as a director, as a co-producer?
It's much larger than that because he added the musical aspect, the adventure, the treatment, the comedy, the romance. But the story, the core story, which was the emotional father-son story or the journey that Jagga and Shruti go on, I think that was very, very close to what he had narrated to me.
Of course, one of the issues was the unraveling of your relationship with Katrina, and you all said that, it didn't finally impact on the film and it was, everybody was very professional. But Anurag, just as a director, did you have a sort of moment of utter and complete panic that now I'm doomed?
I did because first day after all this news and breakup news came over and they were coming and joining the set. But I realized the very first day that, they're trying to concentrate more, they're trying to focus more. I think that has really helped me as a director. I've been very selfish, because they were...
You have to be, yeah.
Yeah, but they were like concentrating more. It must have been very difficult for both of them, but actually they were trying hard to be professional first 2-3 days, I remember. But after that, I think, and what?
No, I thought that uske pehle bhi wo unprofessional.
No, you're not unprofessional. You're not unprofessional, but there was nothing, it never affected. It's not that I'm giving any some politically right answer, but that's a fact.
Are you able to do this because you can compartmentalize in your head?
I don't know what I'm being able to do. To be honest, the core purpose of me being alive today is acting. I'm working on a film which I love. I'm working with a director I love. I'm working on a material that I love. And Katrina is exactly or even more passionate than me. She wants the best for the film. She's someone who's always wanted me to shine. even though we're in the same frame together, she wants me to do better. And the creative partnership I have with her is everlasting, according to me. People have loved her in our first 2 films together, and I hope that we can sustain it with this film. But there was no thought like how we are doing this. I think the frustrating part was just the time the film took, but there was no like negative dynamic between me and Katrina on this one.
Tell me, it looks from the promos, from what we've seen so far, it reminded me of Tintin. The adventures. Anurag, as a director, because you got flack for Barfi and for echoing so many other films in Barfi, were you more mindful as you were making this?
To be honest, let me answer this question before he does, is when I saw the film, see, with Barfi, it got a lot of love.
It did,
a lot of love. And there was a section which said, it was plagiarized, it was, lifted from Chaplin, Buster Keaton and stuff like that. So he then went and made a film which has no reference, because there is form and content, right? You play with the form, but your content has to be same. Right? You can play the content and your form can change. But he's meshed with both. So like he's made a film where I don't have a reference, so if you ask me how much this film will do or who it appeals to and all of that, yes, it's a family film, it's for the entire spectrum of the age group, but I can't reference it, I can't say it's like Lion King or it's like Jungle Book or it's like Barfi. I don't know that.
Yeah, not really, no Barfi really, because this, if you remember the making of the Barfi which came before Barfi, I openly admitted to, it's not that, I knowingly did it. It's not that I was doing it and then people came to know about it. That was the purpose from very beginning. And when you say in the filmmaking, this is what I'm inspired and this is what it is. But people took it very negatively and just because, and then you feel sad. No, I never thought I'm doing this. It's just trying to recreate that magic. And because when I saw artists and other films which were doing, you see La La Land right now. I wonder what Indian critics will say with La La Land, with all the musical sequences. No, this had no...
None of that impacted on this?
Not really, because there is always, there are memories of all these Feludas and Tintin. When you're growing up, it's always there back of the mind, but it is nowhere close to anything which I have read and I have seen, which was conscious decision while making the film, yes.
Ranbir, you've often talked about how non-expressive you are in life, and you've said how your friends and your family don't even know when you're going through a hard time or you're upset. How does somebody who's inexpressive in life become such an amazing actor? Are the two not connected?
I think I just get a reason to express when I'm in front of the camera. I feel that is my purpose, to be in front of the camera, and it's easier to express in front of the camera than it's in real life for me. I don't know why, it's a bit bizarre, but I find it way more easier to express in front of the camera. I can be more naked in front of the camera than sit in a room with a person and talk about my life.
Really?
Yeah.
But this sort of shyness or whatever it is in life doesn't, when you're in front of camera,
It's not that. My mother was always afraid because I was always an introvert, I was always shy, I was never expressive. But no, I think this is my personality. I'm not trying to fake it. I'm not trying to be artificial. As long as I'm trying to just better myself and become the best version of myself, I think it's good.
And you don't feel compelled to express anything in life other than what you're doing?
No, I'm good.
You also said that in this new lot of movies, Jagga and the Sanjay Dutt biopic and Ayan superhero film, you want to sort of reinvent yourself. You want to be new. Did you manage to do that?
I don't know. Like I said,
but when you see yourself,
of course, the intention was to challenge myself again as an actor, and I think I did. Also, I can't give myself credit. It's also the parts that came to me, the directors that came to me, that helped me challenge that. And there are new characters, the new dynamics, the new people, the people who I didn't know. There was never any point when I was at work, I was like, okay, this is easy. Constantly there is a struggle, every day, and that's how it's supposed to be. But until the film is out, until the audience doesn't see, I don't know if I've bettered myself or not, if I'm new, but I've tried to be that.
Anurag, you said this in this lovely interview in a book called Director's Diaries. He has this amazing description of the director's life. You said it's like a dog crossing a
busy highway.
A busy highway. Any decision that dog makes in the beginning, middle or end can be fatal. And he's just trying to cross this street.
I think with this film, he's a blind and mute dog crossing a busy highway. It's not just a dog crossing a busy highway.
jacked from all angles.
Yeah, completely. Anything can run over you.
Oh, that's a great analogy. Though.
Yeah.
Well done.
I thought so. I thought it was lovely. So in this very precarious life that you lead as a director, what do you love the most?
Going on set every day and trying to find something new. It's very difficult. When you finish one film, what film to start next? What will excite you is a big question. What I should make next. So when you find that love, that story which will excite you. So every day going on set and trying to, this is really exciting. I've never been, the day I'll get bored on the set, that day I'll, quit filmmaking.
Really?
Yeah. The day I'll wait for the pack up and day should get over, I think I'll quit filmmaking. I think that's what keeps me going.
And does that excitement...
That's why I shoot for so long.
You just keep at it.
Yeah. I did.
Does he ask for... Why does the shoot take so long? Do you ask for many takes? Does
No, he
do that?
doesn't. Like, to be
It's
honest,
not that David Fincher thing,
not
the
at all.
89 takes and all that.
No takes.
You come on set
Huh.
and he explains the scene, he does my part, he does Katrina's part, he does Saurabhji's part, you see it and then you go do it and then you look and he's already gone to the next set. So like it's not like he's like torturing you or pushing you. He knows what he wants and he gets that. Of course, if it's not working, he will push that extra. But no, maximum 2-3 takes.
I really don't want, this was like, this film, I was like, kitna shooting, we used to get, there's so much of left to do, ho hi raha tha, continuously. Anyway.
Ranbir, this is your 10th year
Yeah.
as an actor.
Tantaran.
Yeah, Tantaran indeed.
Yes.
So tell me, what
10
is...
years, 14 films, and I just came to know, 14 movies. Amazing.
You're senior.
Yeah. No, 14.
कितने?
मेरे कहाँ 14 हुए हैं?
कितने आप हैं? That's what I'm saying, you're senior.
हाँ, yeah, senior.
Show some respect.
Yeah, absolutely. I do.
Tell me, what's the most practical advice you've ever got about acting? I'm not talking about like philosophy. I'm talking about a ritual that you follow to be a better actor.
It's very simple, and I've spoken about this before, is real love between the actor and director. I think that's where it all starts, There has to be that kind of trust, surrender and love. And once you have that, everything just flows. So I can't work in conflict. I can't work when I feel the director doesn't like me or the director is too judgmental about me. No, be judgmental about me, because if you're judgmental about me, it also feels like you care about me. But somebody who's a little, cold and a little like, you do your thing, I'll do my thing, I think I get thrown off. So my simple process has been just marry the director. That's what the process is.
Really?
Yeah. Just he's a naughty girl. I'm married, but I have to do it.
So wayward.
Taming me with all this.
Because like he said, like direction is about a dog crossing a busy highway. An actor is a tick on that dog who doesn't know what the traffic and all, but he's just going with the dog, hoping that he's going to make that person reach somewhere. So we are ticks.
That's the unfortunate, because all the
fleas.
hits and flops just blame on to actors. But
But we take a lion's share of the credit also. Dada.
Yeah, so it's...
But tell me this, Shah Rukh always says that he needs to work with people he loves.
Right.
So is that what it has to be? There has to be love. Because do you not then miss out on maybe really talented people who might be just hard to work with?
But how many filmmakers can I work with in my career? It takes so long to make a film. No, I don't think...
Pointed look in your direction?
I don't think...
We're doing this.
I don't think I'm missing out on anything. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying the time it's taken. I'm enjoying the people I'm meeting. I'm enjoying fights. I'm enjoying the conflict with him sometimes. And then we know now both of us want to make a good film out of this. Yeah, but
we had this SMS fight. We can't fight when you in person.
Oh, so it's an SMS
and then we had this
Yeah.
SMS fight. Then we shot also a couple of days, and I thought things were fine. After like 12 days of shoot, and suddenly he comes to me and says, "Chal, peace now." I was like, but we've been at peace in the last 10 days. So I didn't even know that he had conflict in his head.
So your fighting is not very effective, Anurag.
Not at
He
all.
doesn't even know
Okay,
you're
I just
fighting
now
with
realized.
him.
But having said that, to be honest, to be fair to him, on this film, he's been a lone soldier. It's not that we've also supported him that much. Yes, we've been on set, and that's the least we could do. But we've done other stuff. We've done other films. We've gone out. We've distracted ourselves. But he's been at it, man. It's like that.
He's really stayed in love.
He has, and that's really admirable. And I don't think, to be honest, there's a
It
point
was an
when
8-lane highway, Anupama.
Yeah, it was a massive highway.
But I think he managed well.
Yeah.
You know, I think he near escapes. Cars got entangled and banged each other, but he was gone to the other side safely.
But the dog is fine and the tick is fine
And the tick is
too.
good. Dog is fine, the tick is good.
You had said in an interview that I want everyone in this country to know me and like me. And until they do that, I'm not going to be a big star. Is that still a dream?
Of course. I mean, I think for every actor, that is the dream, that is the goal. Of course, I have to prove myself as an actor, and you know, my art has to be good, but I also need to be loved, you know. And then this question of, you know, people say that I'm a recluse, or you know, people don't know me, I'm not on social media, because people need to get to know you. People have to see you and say, okay, you know, we like him. And that's very important for an actor's career. It's not only the work you do, it's also what are you as a person, how much are you giving them, you know, what are your weak moments. They have to root for you. Which I feel I'm really lacking in that department, because people don't really know me too well. You know, people know me with the things that's written about me, which is grossly misconstrued, and you know, all of it is false. But I'm just taking it for granted, or I'm being very hopeful that people are enjoying my work. And eventually, in these next 15-20 years, they'll get to know me.
But you won't do social media.
I don't feel the need to. I'm lazy, and I'm quite happy with the way I've designed my life. It's very simple, and it's peaceful, and it's creative, and it's joyful.
And you're not looking for shortcuts for them to get to know you.
I don't think social media is a shortcut. I think it's even more work, you know.
It is work.
I have to like kind of now try and be this person, you know, impress people with my wit, with my photography skills, with you know my so many things, and you know I don't have all that, man. You know, so why should I put myself on another platform where I have to constantly impress? You know, I already have one platform which is hard enough. I don't need another one.
You wish everybody on it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that I'm quite like surprised by how well people use social media, because it's a daunting task, you know, to actually be engaging and entertaining constantly. You know, because whatever you post, whatever any picture, any tweet and all, it's like there are so many meanings and layers taken behind it that you have to be so clear. If somebody has won a badminton championship, you have to tweet about it. It's Amitji's birthday, you have to wish him. Amitji's wished you on your birthday, you have to say thank you. You know, it's too much. It's too much, Baba.
Well, I have to say we're impressed enough. You know my line about Ranbir, no? It's like he had me at hello. So we're impressed enough. You don't need to do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anupama.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Don't go anywhere. I'll be back with Jake Gyllenhaal, Tilda Swinton, and my review of Tube Light. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching At the Movies. Okja, which premiered to rave reviews at the Cannes Film Festival, is a fantasy adventure about a teenage girl and her best friend, a super pig. This was one of my favorite movies at the festival. Director Bong Joon-ho has created a gorgeous, emotional and funny eco-fable. Tilda Swinton plays an heiress of a dubious dynasty, a character she says she modeled on Ivanka Trump. And Gyllenhaal plays a zoologist. Here's what they had to say about the film.
Congratulations on Okja. It's a wonderful film. The characters you play are just awful people. They're doing terrible things. And yet, somewhere in this, I found myself feeling sorry for them.
Yeah.
They just seem so loveless and so pathetic. And I just wondered, as actors, how do you find the humanity in these characters that then enables you to give a performance that evokes this response from an audience?
It's hard to think of a character that one can't feel compassion for. You know, the more misguided, and as you so correctly say, the more loveless, the more compassion. Each of our characters, we're there to be obstacles for the protagonists in the film, Okja and Mija, and so we need to signify a tendency to, you know, a real challenge to what they have, which is connection, authentic honesty, understanding of unconditional love. And so we're these sorts of nightmares that sort of pop up and shake in front of them. I don't know that it's possible to not have I mean, they're fools. They're just fools.
They are the fools. They really are.
They're wrong. They're wrong.
Would you like them?
It's a tendency. They're kind of tendencies rather than people, really.
Jake, I read that when you met with President Obama, he said to you that we live in hard times and you must, your responsibility is to entertain, to tell stories, and to give people hope. Do you see that as an essential part of being an artist, to give people hope?
Well, what I loved about that exchange, what was such an honor, was that it was a directive. It felt that, like, what so often, not to say that, I mean, artists are acknowledged by government all the time and given medals after a lot of work, but to be able to be a young one and someone say, okay, as the president of a country, I give you this directive as an artist. Yeah, you're like
he gave you a parchment.
Yeah,
said, go, young man.
Yeah, express yourself, give hope, and you think, absolutely, that
Cross
you're
that
driven
mission.
with that. Yeah,
nice.
And so I think that you're acknowledged in that way by such a powerful person with a much more important job, I would say. You said that. I believe that the job of artists and storytellers is to, as my father said to me, is to disturb the comfortable and to comfort the disturbed. And I think that gives us hope. It's about being seen. I think that we all look to be seen in whatever way that we can. Some of us in places that we were never acknowledged, growing up, and now we see people like us, and just to be loved and to connect. And I think that's what storytelling is about. That's what this movie is actually about. Is about a young girl and this creature and how far she will go, the length she will go, to make sure that connection survives, even amongst such madness as the two characters that Tilda and I play.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
And now it's time for Tube Light. If you ask for a one-word review of Tube Light, I would say underwhelming. Tube Light is Bajrangi's brother from another mother. He too is an endearing simpleton. Think of him as an Indian Forrest Gump, a man whose naivete allows him to have the faith to move mountains, literally. Tube Light's real name is Lakshman Singh Bisht. He's maliciously called Tube Light because he's slow to catch on. The film is based in this picturesque small town in Kumaon in 1962. The Indochina War has erupted and all able-bodied men are asked to enlist in the army. When Lakshman's brother Bharat goes to the border, Lakshman must do what he can to bring him back alive. Tube Light is based on the 2015 American film Little Boy. There, the protagonist was an 8-year-old boy who is maliciously called Little Boy because he's physically small. When Little Boy's father is sent to World War II, he takes it upon himself to find the faith and bring him back. There, it was teachings from the Bible. Here, it's Gandhiji's principles. And Kabir replaces the child with a childlike man. This is the film's weakest link. Both Salman and Sohail as Bharat are miscast. At one point, a character looks at Lakshman and says, "Ab kya kar raha hai ye ladka?" But this is not a ladka. These are middle-aged men trying to create the illusion of being young, strapping lads who live in a small town that seems straight out of a folktale. Everyone is friendly and unfailingly nice. Yes, Tube Light is bullied for his slowness, but even that has little sting. Mohammad Zishan Ayub plays the local rabble-rouser who beats up Lakshman on a few occasions. Mostly, this feels like Disneyland, with a town hall and a village square where everyone gathers to dance and watch movies. The textures stay candy floss, even when war breaks out. The gorgeous locales are expertly captured by cinematographer Asim Mishra. Even the war scenes have a stark beauty. You can see the sweat and the sincerity on screen, especially in Salman Khan's performance. Here he sheds the superstar mantle. He weeps unabashedly. He gets hit. He plays the village idiot who can't even remember to keep his zipper up. It's an admirable attempt, but it doesn't land. The highlight of the film is child actor Matin Retangu, who plays Lakshman's friend Gyo. Their scenes together are among the best in the film. Basically, Tube Light is cinema as a sermon, which makes the film flat and emotionally unconvincing. The good intentions and lectures on yaqeen don't translate into a gripping narrative. However, I did enjoy seeing the late Om Puri on screen again. Pritam's radio song is still playing in my head, and the scenery made me want to immediately escape to the hills. But this could have been so much more. I'm going with 2.5 stars. That wraps up our show. Please do keep sending us your feedback at anupama.chopra@itvnetwork.com. I'll be back next week with more interviews and reviews. Until then, have a great time at the movies.